two world-class cities, Boston, Vancouver. In today's global market showdown, I'm going to be comparing two luxury condos in both of these areas so that you can totally understand, A, with just over 3 million Canadian dollars, what can you get in Vancouver right now? And what could you get in another high-end luxury market such as Boston? We all know what happened and what took place in 2011 when the Bruins came into Vancouver and took the Stanley Cup away from us Vancouverites. What's going to happen in today's showcase? I'm going to want to hear from you in the comments, so put your comments below where you would rather live. And as the time at recording right now, just so that we know that the currency is on par, we're going to be comparing a unit in Boston that's just under that $3 million mark. So at time of recording, 1 Canadian dollar is equal to 0.7 USD. So if you are an American or you deal primarily in US funds, you have a 30% buying power in Vancouver at the time of recording. So the first thing that we're going to want to do, we're going to head over to my website, kylemark.ca. We have the big property search button right here. I already have the property selected. So if you are wanting to start your due diligence, whether you're a buyer or seller, you can make an account up here in the right hand corner. Right now I'm logged in, but it will have a place for you to register. And not only can you search and create custom searches, you can search sold data as well. But right now, when I put in these search parameters to make sure that we are on par in terms of monetary wise when it comes to comparison, there wasn't a lot of options in the downtown market in this $3 to $3.1 million mark. But we have one picked up here, 803 1601 Quebec Street. So this sub area is Vancouver, Mount Pleasant, Vancouver West, but this is in Olympic Village. For those of you watching the 2010 Olympics, this was the area, and it's built in the area which was used to house all the athletes. This is picked up, like I said, on my website through MLS Reciprocity. It's listed by Oakland Realty, so thank you for this beautiful listing. So let's go into the specs. We'll go through the photos, then we'll head over to Boston and see where you would rather live and where you would rather spend your money. So it's a 2-bed, 2-bath, just over 1,400 square feet, so very nice size dynamics. It's been on market now for 113 days. And when we look at some of the important specs here, some things to keep in mind, we want to see that, the price per square foot is high, just over $2,000 a foot, $2,132 a foot. We can see that the maintenance fees is $1,060. So for those wondering how they're calculated, it's based on unit entitlement. So the strata will put a dollar value, it's a point something of a dollar usually, and they will multiply it by your square footage. And that's how they come up with a maintenance fee. Same thing with special levies. If all of a sudden the windows need to be done or a roof needs to be redone, depending on the size of your unit, you will be charged by unit entitlement. So that's something that you can just put in the back of your brain if you're looking in the condo market. Like I said, Mount Pleasant, Vancouver East, but this particular area is called Olympic Village. I love Olympic Village. I lived there for quite some time with my family and we had a great time in that area. Year built, this is something, 2024. The beautiful area and province and country we live in love to tax us. So because this is a brand new build, there's going to be a 5% GST on this. So any new construction that doesn't fall in line with an exemption under that, around that $1.1 million and under that, you will have to pay 5% on top of that purchase price. So keep that in mind when you are looking at new properties. When we bring up the property description here, and I'll read it for you. Step into a world of unparalleled elegance in this breathtaking home at Tesoro, offering breathtaking panoramic views of False Creek. Every detail of this 2-bed, 2-bath plus den home has been crafted with both comfort and cutting-edge technology in mind. Fully automated for modern living, the entire home is equipped with smart features including electronic blinds, lighting, climate, music control, and more. Gagano appliances featuring a 60-inch fridge, freezer, steam oven, wine fridge, gas stove, and dual wall oven. Single car garage and locker included. That is actually a massive plus. If you're spending this type of money, you should be getting features like this. So a single car garage in the parkade, that's great. Rejuvenate in the spa where you'll find the cold plunge, hot tub, steam sauna after your morning workout in the exercise gym. Other amenities include concierge, living caretaker, 2 guest suites, party lounge with outdoor barbecue and meeting room. So not only are you getting all these amenities of brand new construction in your unit, you can see that the amenities within the building itself are very robust and very high end and luxury. So as you move down here, what I wanted to see, air conditioning. I mean, this is a new build, so it's likely has its own heat pump. So that's very important, especially living here in Vancouver. You'll have a couple weeks where it's very, very hot. So you want to make sure that you have that cooling in place. When we move down here, I just wanted to go over some highlights here of the area. So as I mentioned, what you'll see here as we zoom in, we're going to see the pin with this gold pin here located right on the edge of the seawall. This is Science World right here. For reference, I lived just on Quebec and 2nd in the open Hope So building right on this corner. And at the time, my son was quite young, so it was amazing being able to jump out, hit the seawall. You have access to go, essentially both directions all the way around here. All in this space in, Olympic Village here, you have your restaurants, your bars, your craft breweries, you have a community center, you have nice parks all the way around here. So definitely, it doesn't really matter what stage you're at. If you have young kids, kids in school, or you're just, downsizing, this is very walkable. You can leave your car here. You can see these dotted lines here. This is the water taxi. So you can see you can get across Falls Creek to downtown Vancouver. And this water taxi, as we follow it, it will take you to Granville Island. It will take you into Yaletown. So it's really cool that you can jump on something like this, head over to Granville Island, get some groceries, go for dinner, head into Olympic Village, and you don't just have to walk everywhere. You can have some of this quintessential Vancouver lifestyle living. So location wise, it is great. One thing to keep in mind, it's not all rosy. There are some SROs that are located off Second, and we have seen, since the pandemic, an uptick in terms of, just aggression when it comes to some of these SROs that have moved in here. That was one of the reasons we actually moved out. It got to a point where my wife was starting to feel uncomfortable in terms of, going out late at night. And that is just something to be aware of if you're buying in some of these locations. A lot of the resources for those that are having, mental health issues or drug issues are located in and around here, and there can be high traffic. You also have the SkyTrain station that's right here at Main and Terminal. Something else that's going to be really cool, just behind the SkyTrain station, all in here is where they're building the new St. Paul's Hospital. You'll see that there's about 4 or 5 cranes up. So eventually all this area is going to be gentrified. It's going to be really, really nice, especially built and based around this new hospital. So let's get into the photos. So let's see exactly what we're looking at here. So you can see very nice, warm colors with the browns. You see right away, the first thing that I realized is this massive, they said it was a 60-inch freezer and fridge right here. So everything's integrated in. You have the nice, beautiful stonework. You have the nice island with your stove, seating for the bar so you can entertain at your heart's delight. And I can already see some very nice features, built-in speakers in here as well. These are some of the views, and this is why people like to live in Olympic Village, because you get the beautiful city views here as well as mountain views. You can see how close you are right here to the seawall. It's just outside your front doors. And, like I said, if you have kids, you can take them right to Science World. You can get your exercise, run, bike, use it year round. More views. This is looking more towards the west here. This is Cambie Street Bridge looking out into Yaletown. And you can see right here, these are some of these little water taxis that you can go on to take you into the downtown core. So as we get back into the unit, you can see some wide plank oak flooring, the linear vents here with your heat pump, so you get that heating and cooling. The nice stonework. I noticed that they use some dark stonework on the backsplash and then white stone on the island, which is nice with that contrast. This is virtually staged, what it looks like. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of what you can have here, this is really nice feature here too, with the wine fridge integrated right beside your fridge. So this is really nice for entertaining. Nice big size dynamics, and you can just see right out your window. You're looking right onto the water and to the boats here on the other side of Falls Creek. Again, water views through the bedroom. And this is the floor plan here. So, sometimes I'm not a massive fan when these units are on an angle. I know why they're doing it, just so that you can take in those views. But you start to have some weird angles that can be a little bit of a problem and a waste of square footage. You can see here just in this wall, if this was a pure square rectangle, you're missing some square footage here. You're missing square footage on some of these angles, but for the most part, it is nice having a den for some extra storage. You already have that garage, but when you can have some storage within your unit itself, so you don't have to go into the parkade, that's really nice. You see the primary bedroom is actually quite small, 10'8" by 11'7". So that is small. You have the his and hers closets. Then it goes into the ensuite. And as I just move this over here, you do have the big balcony and another bedroom on here, but this is small too, 10'1" by 11'8". And, in some of these new developments, they make the bedrooms a little bit smaller so that you have a bigger living space. But, it's hard to get, a king size bed in here would be tough with all that. And, the angles don't help it either. So some things to consider when you're looking at a floor plan, the perfect floor plan. So you can see that the balcony itself is 210 square feet, 1454, ceiling height of 8'7". It'd be nice if those ceiling heights were a little little bit higher, especially if you're paying more than that $3 million mark. But for the most part, you know, I will think that once you are in this unit in person, it's going to feel a little bit narrow in here, especially with these angles with that. So let's continue on here. Here's the kitchen. Like I said, the darker stone on the backsplash with the nice white stonework giving that contrast. I really like the millwork and the color choices in here for this unit. And as we continue on, we can see these balconies here. You can definitely see the Tesoro building when you're walking the seawall because it does have these orange canopies. So you can definitely make your way out. And I think some of them, you can even enclose them with some features to use it in the winter months. But a nice big patio, you're essentially right on the water in terms of unobstructed views with the mountains, Science World, and Falls Creek here. And as we continue with this tour, I'm wanting to see if they have some amenities here. The bathrooms, not a big fan of the brown tile myself. I think that's going to will date pretty quickly. What else here? This is nice. Yeah, I mean, the lighter colored bathroom is the way to go all day. You can see just such a difference. This is nice when they have the medicine cabinets here. These will all open up, so you have room for all your knickknacks, your toothbrush, your makeup, anything like that. It's great when you have this, and you can already tell these are nice, deep cupboards that you'll be able to pull out with lots of storage here, and it looks like they're floating. The washer and dryer here, it's nice that they have a little space here to be able to fold your laundry. And one thing just for people who are at home, when you talk about washer and dryers, I'm not sure if you'll be able to pick this up, but these hoses here are silver. These are braided. These are really important. If you are living in a home or looking at units, sometimes these washing machine hoses are either black or gray. Those need to be taken out right away. They can burst, they can leak. You want these steel braided hoses. So it's great that they have them in here. These are PRVs here, these little cylinders, if you're wondering what that is, to regulate the water pressures for your machine as well. So these are some more views that are facing towards the North Shore Mountains. There's the concierge, so a beautiful lobby that you're looking into. It's very, very nice. Places to hang out. They have an outdoor barbecue section here that you can use to entertain, an amenity space. So if you have birthdays, Thanksgiving, Christmas dinners, and you have a big gathering, you can rent these spaces. So it's nice when buildings have these extras, a place for your kids. You can see that this is the McDonald's right here. And in the background, this is what I was referring to when it comes to the hospital that they're building here. So you're very, very close. Here's the gym. Nice brand new equipment. This is really cool. The cold plunge, the steam room, and the sauna. I love that. I would be all over that for sure. And I guess this is the hot tub area here. Maybe these are the cold plunges, but very nice laid out for your amenities. So that's what we have right here for you in Vancouver. So let's get on a plane and let's jump over into Boston. And I got a property here on 150 Seaport Boulevard, Unit 15A in Boston, Massachusetts. This one's listed at $2,099,000. And just so that you know, what does that equal out to? That equals out to $3,013,849. So the one in Vancouver is actually more expensive, and then with the GST, it will push it up more than this. But I wanted to bring something that was in the downtown or close to the downtown core in Boston with some water views and amenities. So let's go over this. This is listed by TCC, so thank you for this one. And this one, what you'll notice right off the bat, this is a 1-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,128 square feet. So a lot smaller and just 1 bedroom. And that's is why I'm doing these video series, to show that, you know, Vancouver pricing is expensive, but there are lots of other major markets that are far more pricey than we have here in Vancouver. So right now we can see that this is built in 22, so just a couple years old. This is at $1,861 a foot. Keep in mind that's USD. And when we put things forward here, what's special about this property? Sophisticated kitchen, designer finishes, and let's read the description here. So it's a residence 15A is an exquisite 1-bed and den, 1.5 bath home featuring a private balcony with captivating views of Boston skyline. The sophisticated kitchen boasts designer finishes including Wolf, Sub-Zero appliances, marble countertops, and custom Italian flat panel cabinetry. The luxurious 5-fixture primary bathroom offers heated floors for ultimate comfort. The residence includes a valet garage parking space. That's cool. Every St. Regis home is distinguished by custom handcrafted hardware, Shirley Wagner International bath fixtures, and elegant Philip Jeffries wall coverings. Exclusive amenities include an indoor swimming pool, hot tub, spa with treatment room, steam and sauna, fitness center, sports simulator. Residents enjoy access to the ground lounge with a full kitchen, private meeting room, room, 2 hospitality suites, and priority seating at SAVR restaurant. Enhanced services include 24 concierge, valet parking, and a dedicated door attendant. So I would say this is a lot more robust in terms of amenities. When it talks about valet and dedicated door attendant, not a lot of that doesn't happen a lot here in Vancouver. I find you'll see other international markets a lot more primary, something that they want to do. This unit's been on market 70 days, so just a little bit less. So let's get into some of the specifications and just the look here when it comes to the photos. So this is from the amenity room. This is the pool area looking out into the harbor. So it does have those water views, just like the Vancouver unit itself. Really cool space for your pool. You can tell it's very high-end luxury. And this is the building itself. So it's some really nice, cool architecture, and it's right on the pier. It's right on the boardwalk as well. So you're very close to its seawall here in Boston. You can see just how it's located here in terms of this harbor section right now. So this is the golf simulator. Very cool that they're implementing this in here. And these are more the amenity spaces. The gym in the Vancouver one looked a little bit better in terms of space. Here's some twilight shots to see what that area looks like, and some more of the spaces that you can rent. So let's get into the unit itself. So you're going to notice right off the bat, this is much smaller. It's white. You got the dark floors. Design wise, this is something that I think we've seen about 10 years ago in Vancouver in terms of these dark floors, these whites. I would say this is not very up with the times when it comes to interior design, but this is what you have. And like I said, this is a much smaller unit and just a 1-bedroom unit as well. But you have the integration here, you have the stonework. And as we make our way through, you're not having those water views. You're looking into another building itself. It's going to seem a lot smaller here in terms of the living room. This is very typical to, just a regular apartment that you see in Vancouver here, but you do have the integration with your appliances. Very white. I wish they would have maybe done some white oak in here, but that may not be how they roll in Boston. So as we roll through here, again, I don't know, even the stonework, I feel like this is very dated. It almost gives me 90s vibes. I know they said that these faucets are handcrafted. To me, not the most visually appealing. Don't have as much storage in here. I would have liked to see this covered, even though you put towels in here. I like to see everything covered away. And in opposition to the Vancouver one, it doesn't look like there's any storage around here. You do have the ring light for the mirror. As we make our this is the den here. So I guess this is where your office space is. And that's the bedroom. And here's the double vanity. I don't like I like true floating shelves. If you're going to be doing a floating vanity, being able to see some of the legs, I don't like that. Also, I like everything closed up so you're not seeing your towels here. But they have some of the white and the gold finishes. Seems very sterile in here. I think it would have helped if there was some staging to bring some warmth into the unit itself. But it's got a big walk-in shower here, which is nice, and a lot of white stonework. This bathroom here does have the medicine cabinet here. It looks like that you can pull out and have that extra storage. And that's what we have here. So this one is very based heavily on the amenities. The unit itself, nothing to, I would say, write home about. We can see here if we go into the map and we get into the space here, and you can see that it is located, right on the water here. I'm not an expert at all in Boston geography or where, the things to do here, but you are on the water. If you are from Boston and you know of the area, would love to know what your thoughts are of the area itself. I know that if we pull this listing back up, it should have something about some of the history here in terms of the area itself. So as we go down, let me just take this up. Getting around here, this is what I wanted, the walk score. So very walkable, 86 out of 100, excellent transit, very bikeable as well. So in terms of location, this ranks high in terms of the area here in Boston when it goes to walk score. You can see though something that it definitely does not boast highly is the next thing I want to look at here is just the schools. And you can see that in terms of the rating and the nearby schools, it has some very high school ratings here. 3 out of 10 for the elementary, high school 1 out of 10, Adams Elementary 4 out of 10. So some great schools here based on several metrics. So you can see that down here. And this is what I like about one thing too about American, when you search for American properties, Zillow, they have so much more research. Their privacy laws are a lot more lax than what we have in Canada. So when you go through these, you can get all of this information about taxes and schools and things of that nature. In Canada, you have to work a little bit harder to find these things here, but you can see a great school district, and you can see that, nearby homes for sale. There are some very high end. This is the building itself. You can see this building goes up into the $20 million mark. So this is a very high end building with this unit here. So again, thanks TCC for this listing. You have two options here. We've gone through both of the properties. For myself, I'm definitely going towards the Vancouver property. I love Olympic Village. I think the finishes in that Vancouver condo are a lot higher. You know, the bedrooms and whatnot are a little bit small, but for your lifestyle, the finishes, the amenities, I think Vancouver definitely has the win. And it may not replace the Stanley Cup that we lost back in 2011, but definitely this is the one for me. You see my videos in the past. We did Vancouver versus the French Chateau. We've done Vancouver versus Hong Kong. And then next we are off to Miami. So make sure you comment below where you want to live and follow me on my next comparison video, Vancouver versus Miami.